things. Let's say we have a complicated expression like 5 times x raised to the second power plus 4 times x plus 3. Can you factor that? I haven't tested that. Okay, divided by, put your division, be sure and put your division in and it's going to give me an error first of all because it doesn't know what x is, but we'll get to that in a second. We can fix that pretty easily. There. So let's say we have an expression like that. We can even do this. I can save the expression. I'll call it E. And it doesn't know what x is. And I think, okay, I'm not going to worry about that because there's another way to handle it. X equals, you can create a list of numbers, -10. This creates a list of numbers stepping by one by one, -10 to +10. Might as well hit return just to show you what x looks like. We'll get more into that later. That's actually a chapter 5 topic. That I'm talking about matrices and vectors. This is a vector. It's a row vector, as a matter of fact. Little bit of linear algebra. Trying not to get too deep into linear algebra, but we'll do a little. Okay, so now let's go to our expression. Now we know what x is. I've blown it. I didn't have x defined earlier. Now if I hit return on this expression, and it says I have an error. And I know what my error is. You may see this error a lot. I have a list of numbers. It's a matrix. I have to use dot power. We'll get more into that later. This is probably an error you will see quite often, so be aware you may have to modify your equations appropriately, just like I am doing right now. Okay. And then it does it. So this just takes element-wise 10 squared, or should I say -10 squared, plus 4 times -10 plus 3, divided by 10 times -10 squared, plus 9 times -10 plus 8. Then it goes to the next element. And adds it together. I'm interested in something. Caret. There we go. Now here, when we're trying to diagnose what's going on, we can cut and paste. That's just what I'm doing. I'm taking the pieces of my formula and asking, what does each piece equal? So I get a list of numbers. I get a list of 21 numbers in both cases. Okay. Now what I wanted to do is divide 463 divided by 918. And the second number on my list is this divided by this, and so forth, going through the rest of it. But it's not doing that. It's giving me a single number. And I think I figured it out. There. I not only need to say this is scale, I just want to do it element wise, 10 squared plus 9 squared plus 8 squared, etc. 10 squared, a new list, 10 squared, or negative 10 squared, negative 9 squared, negative 8 squared, so on up to 8 squared, 9 squared, and 10 squared. So I'm telling it, do it element-wise here. Element-wise, by the way, you'll notice here the word element-wise raised to the power. I also need to do element-wise division. Oops, wrong place. There. So pretty much you enter expressions in Matlab like other calculators and the like. So my lengthy additions turned out to be a little bit longer than I wanted them to be. Pretty much like any other calculator, watch out for this element-wise stuff. It can be a gotcha, like right here, and you need the multiplication sign. You can't do 5x. You got to do 5 times x squared. PEMDAS still works. Parentheses first priority. Exponent second, PE. Multiplication and division from left to right. This multiplication first, then this one, and so forth. Multiplication, addition and subtraction from left to right. And then there's more orders having to do with comparison operators and stuff like that, but that you can read about. Main thing is PEMDAS when you're using formulas. And then a new twist with MATLAB element-wise. Okay, so I really am ending my video here, and we will move on to saving and storing files and stuff like that next.